30 projections in 30 days going into the 2024 regular season for the New York Mets as we continue our month-long deep dive into the Mets 40-man roster. Today we are talking about Tyrone Taylor. Over the offseason, the Mets acquired Taylor along with right-handed pitcher Adrian Houser from Milwaukee in exchange for pitching prospect Coleman Crowe. As a primary fourth outfielder, Taylor had a very solid year offensively in 2023, slashing .234, .267, .446 with 10 home runs and an 88 weighted runs created plus in 243 plate appearances. One thing that's very obvious about Taylor offensively is that he loves to swing, consistently landing in the league's top 10% in swing rate and walking at just a 5% clip for his entire career, with his main struggle always being against the breaking ball, clipping a 30% whiff rate and a sub 700 OPS every single year of his career against breaking pitches. But his solid power tool allows him to be a 10 to 15 home run bat off the bench, with his tendency to pull fly balls and register plus quality of contact. But in the Mets' offseason pursuit of run prevention, Taylor's biggest strength is his defense, a plus defender at all three outfield positions, as well as a very strong and accurate arm in the top 10% of the league. As an ideal fourth outfielder, Taylor is also a fantastic base runner with a plus 6.7 BSR over 650 plate appearances to go with an 86th percentile sprint speed. Taylor will be entering a 30-year-old season and is under team control with the Mets through 2026.
He does a lot for the amount that he's getting paid. I like that, he gives you the defense, but he actually gives you an around average bat who every now and then could hit a home run, which I think is perfect for a fourth outfielder, whereas a guy that he's not going to hurt you defensively, and every now and then he's going to provide you at least something offensively. That's exactly what you want. He's a guy that with his speed, you can use him as a late game replacement, whether it's in the field or on the bases. Again, he could just provide you a lot of value for such a low cost that all around is a really solid move, especially considering the Mets got a starting pitcher out of it too. Albeit not a great one, still at least someone to put in their rotation.
TT has showed, some power potential, being able to play all three outfield positions, just again, more versatility, good defender at every single one of them, run prevention, it's all of the check marks. And like Frank said, a guy that can go bridge occasionally. He's a fine fourth outfielder, like him more than Harrison Bader, but, he should be fine in that role, solidifying, moving around, coming in late games, hitting against left-handed pitching. Fastball hitter, as most guys are, but again, as a fourth outfielder, you really can't. Again, we've had worse.
We've had worse as starting outfielders.
Albert Almora's, the Kevin Pillar. So I think Taylor, again, in his prime, 30 years old, still plenty of solid ball, and having him for 2 years team control. Not bad.
I want to let everybody know that projections are not predictions. They are benchmarks of a player's current specific percentile outcome based on predictive data and results. For my projections, I decided to use, in my opinion, each player's 75th percentile outcome, although a majority of player projections are usually constructed from the player's 50th percentile outcome. I personally wanted to have a median between sustainability and upside. It also gives you a decent look as to who I am high on going into the 2024 season. As for Tyrone Taylor, 254 plate appearances, slashing .232, .291, .414 with 10 homers, 37 runs batted in, a 92 weighted runs created plus, and a 1.3 wins above replacement. Another fun fact that I want to put out about Tyrone Taylor, he has played over 2,100 innings in the outfield in his career. He has not had a single error once. Do you think he'll do it with the Mets?
I mean, that would be pretty Met-like. They love to kill good streaks. Once they come to Met, all of a sudden they forget what they're doing. Listen, I hope not, you know what I mean? Because I feel like if it's going to have to come at a big moment too, which would be really annoying. But listen, back in the old days when we didn't have DRS and OAA and all this other stuff, we used fielding percentage. So, in my day, Tyrone Taylor would be Gold Glove caliber to me.
Tyrone Taylor is the fourth outfield. Again, to have a guy, 10 homers pop off the bench, kind of like we said with the DJ Stewart video. Both guys can be, off the bench, can provide you a pop in a situation. Tyrone versus lefties, DJ Stewart versus righties. you take that again, especially for some past benches for the Mets, to have a couple of guys who can take you bridge occasionally. It's not a bad thing. And again, giving that versatility to play all three outfield spots, because again, with Bader and Marte's injury history, and then the previous Brandon Nimmo history, knowing our luck, he's probably going to get a lot of playing time. So I can even see the ABs going up just because of that fact. Even with a guy like Drew Gilbert and other guys coming, him probably still getting that first deal to fill in for those guys.
This is probably one of my favorite fourth outfielders that we've probably had in a while. I like this guy's approach a lot. He likes to swing, put the ball in play a lot. He may be a little bit of a free swinger. Chases do have to obviously go down. I will say one thing is that it definitely deepens the Mets depth chart, addressing things that Stearns wanted to address in run prevention. Tyrone Taylor is one of those things, and I think that it's definitely going to show that he is going to provide you a lot of value, whether it is defensively, and he also can provide you an offensive game as well. It definitely makes the outfield deep, and I really think that he could be a decent contributor to this roster as a fourth outfielder.